All right, very good afternoon, everyone. So I actually, I think a lot of you are here to find out more about why you should be buying EC. But actually, buying EC, as what probably Nizam has already highlighted to you, is that it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Why? Because you are buying at subsidized price. You're buying something at subsidized price, which looks exactly the same as a condominium. And when the time comes that you are able to sell it in the resale market, you are probably going to sell it at the same price as the condominium in the resale market, or even a higher price. So you already have a very good head start. So many years ago, EC, I've been in the market for 26 years, and during the time I was working for the very big developer. Today is known as Capital Land, but in the early days it's TBS Land and Pidemco Land. And we were quite involved in the first few EC projects, namely Woodsville, Eastville, that kind of, all the Ville. Okay, in those days, EC is, the rationale for the government is, it is housing for the sandwich class. That's how it started. Housing for the sandwich class. That means the people who are a bit higher income than your normal HDB buyer, but not as rich as your private property buyer. So it is to settle the kind of aspiration of this so-called sandwich class of people. Okay, but it has gradually evolved over the years, as later I will show you the numbers, that actually, I wouldn't call it sandwich class. No. Actually, if it is housing for a privileged class. Why? Because you have to be privileged enough to buy this property. Okay, for people like me, probably for most of us who have been in the industry for so many years, we are not in the privileged class anymore. Why? Because want to buy also cannot buy. Okay, exceed the income ceiling. All right, so you cannot exceed the income ceiling. You cannot even enter into the industry. So for those people who are within so-called this privileged class, you're within the income ceiling of 14,000. I would say that if you are eligible, you should consider. You should consider. All right, because why? It's a no-brainer. All right, it's a no-brainer. One of my friends, he's obviously not an EC buyer. Okay, he's a property investor, and so the other day I was having coffee with him, and I was asking him, hey, how do you make money from all the property investment that you have put your money into? So he was quite shocked. He asked me, hey, Eugene, why you ask me this question? You should know what. So I was saying, share me your secret lah. You know, why you make more money than me? Why? Obviously, there must be some secret, something you know that I don't know. All right? So he shared with me this thing. Okay, number one fundamental principle, buy low, sell high. Yeah lah, buy low, sell high. I also know buy low, sell high. So how do you buy low, sell high? Okay, how do you know? How do you buy low, sell high? Okay, so we say that actually investing in property in Singapore is quite straightforward. You just it's quite different from other countries where you have other kinds of risks. In Singapore, it's just managing the economy. You just pay attention to the economy, the interest rate, and stuff like that. Okay, so you don't have that much of a dynamic risk. Okay, what you need to know, okay, actually, the government already tell you. He says my strategy is very simple. I pay very close attention to what the government is doing, all right, and I get in, okay, before everything falls into place. Because when the government wants to do anything, everything will fall into place. Not immediately, but over a period of time. So when you buy anything, you have to get in at the point in time that they're just starting to do something. All right, just starting to do something, because that is the time where you buy low. Okay, that's the time when you buy low, because in that environment, there's nothing there. All right, there's nothing there. It's just starting. All right, but they tell you they're going to do a lot of things. And historically, what our government has done is that they tell you what they're going to do, and eventually it will be done. Okay? Now, many years ago, I was involved in marketing properties in Jurong. All right, Jurong, in the early days. In the early days, Jurong is not what it is like today. You have to beg people to buy properties in Jurong. You tell them Jurong, Siberia, don't want to go. All right? It's ridiculous. Nobody wants to go to Jurong. Why? Because industrial town, no image, not trendy, walao, no, like factory worker stay in Jurong. So a lot of negative image. But today, if you mention Jurong, what is Jurong today? What is the status of Jurong? The second CBD in Singapore. So in those days, can you see that it's going to be the second CBD in Singapore? Don't have. All right, people buy Jurong, stay near to factory, don't want. Okay, in those days, it's very difficult. We do any launch in Jurong, we have to, we have to really convince people. And we have a TOP project. In those days, there's one EC called Floraville. When TOP, do you know how many unsold units? Floraville that time. That time, no Jurong announcement yet. It's Jurong West, Floraville. Okay, 50% unsold. 50% unsold at TOP. Nobody saw the potential of Jurong. That's the problem. Okay? And that time, no announcement that it's going to be the second regional center or whatever, all this kind of thing. So today, all right, what is Jurong? Anybody want to get in. But what's the problem when you want to get into Jurong today? You're going to pay super premium. No? You're late already. No? Okay, because everybody who got in earlier got in already. So you'll be buying from people who are going to make a bunch of money, a big bunch of money from you. Right? How much are people who bought Floraville in those days? I'm going to guess. I have another project called Woodsville. I remember because I sold to this couple. I told them, you trust me. That time I was doing sales. So that time quite young, doing sales. So they say, trust me. You buy at this price, won't go wrong. You know how much was the price? 1350 square feet, 3-bedroom in those days. With no announcement of second regional center. What do you think they would have bought it at? 1350, 3-bedroom, big. 400,000. I still remember this young couple they are planning to get married, and they want to buy EC. It was the remnant units. This is not the first launch, it's the remnant units or EC that we have to beg people to buy. 400,000. Hey, you believe me, you just buy, it won't go wrong. 400,000, what's the downside? Just now we talk about downside risk, upside potential, right? Minimize your downside risk, maximize your upside potential, no-brainer. Okay, so Singapore is just playing with time only. Okay, at that point in time, I tell you 400,000 to this couple is a lot of money. Why? Because in those days, HDB resale market, 5-room flat is selling for 200,000. It's a perspective. 400,000 double the price. I can buy a 5-room flat in those days. It's a matter of perspective. At that point in time, this is pricey. So the same question that you will face today when you are buying property. A lot of people say, the price is so high. Will it go higher? The price is so high, I cannot see it go higher. In those days, if you are like a frog in the well, you will say, I cannot see the price go higher. Because Orchard Road price in those days is $800 per square foot. And when we launched in DBS Land a new project in Orchard Road at $1,000 per square foot, we are pushing the limit. We are pushing the envelope already. $1,000. Today, what is $1,000 per square foot? Suburban. Okay? All right? So it's a matter of perspective. Today, we are at a different level. You will never see land price coming down in Singapore. It will only have one direction to go. Where? Up. Okay? So there is this. Singapore is probably the only place on planet Earth, and I stress again, probably the only place on planet Earth that you can close your eyes, enter the market anytime, you wait long enough, you will make money. It's a matter of perspective, timing. Okay? The government is trying to paint a different story because they have a different agenda. They are trying to prevent a property bubble from happening and therefore put the entire banking system at risk. So they have to downplay quite a lot of things. But everybody know it. Everybody who does economics know it. Scarcity. If you have so little thing and you have so much demand, okay, that is going to come on stream, it's a no-brainer. You buy any property today, you just wait long enough, it will go. Okay? So there lies my friend's investment strategy. Very simple. Get in early. Wait. Get in early. All right? Wait. Time will be on your side. Of course, if you can't wait in between, there's always the ups and downs. Okay? There's always downside. It's not up all the way. It'll up and down, but the end destination, it will be higher than where you bought. So the people who lose money, if you analyze transaction, who are the people who lose money, lose a lot of money? Okay, in the newspaper, they always write, wow, this property sell, like they did the Sentosa one, sell at half price. No? Okay, bought at 12 million, sell 6 million. Why? He cannot tahan what? He cannot tahan what? Right? He cannot wait for the next upswing. He's forced to sell in a down cycle, and now you're at that place, your worst hit, right? So you're forced to sell at a down cycle. You have no choice. You will enter into a loss. But then again, the moral of the story is just wait long enough. Okay, so talk a lot of things. Okay, my agenda, only 3 things. Number 1, the EC market in Woodlands. I'm going to show you some numbers. Number 2, I'm going to look at comparative study with other regional centers. Okay, for the information, why I'm not talking about regional center, because Woodlands is identified as the 3rd regional center for Singapore. We have already seen 2 very successful regional centers. This is the 3rd one. Okay, just follow the flow. That's all. Okay, and then talk a bit about Woodlands development plans, what's in store. Okay, EC market in Woodlands, this is based on transacted price. We put everything together. You will see that the transaction price for EC in Woodlands month by month is relatively stable at the 700 plus range. Okay, 750, 760 range. Okay, if we compare the first few ECs, which today is very old already, they are like 20 years old. Okay, you want to buy today, only left 79 years, all right, 79 years, but you are paying the price. Then you say, oh, why so cheap? Because they only left 79 years. And you know the obvious story about old leasehold property, right? Okay, so anyway, they bought many years ago. At that point in time, this is the market price. You cannot say that, wow, how nice if I can buy at this price, because you only have one thing to blame, you're not born earlier. Okay, same thing. All right, I want to buy that time, I cannot buy already. I was already staying in private property. All right, so I cannot buy already. So again, if you bought it at that point in time, you wait long enough, you sell, you make the money. Okay. So just some information. North Oaks. Okay, very old already, 20 years. All right. So the point is, we put this on a chart. You can see that initial price, resale price. All right, is always an upside potential. Now, the people who make money, okay, depend when you buy. All right, when you buy. Some people bought it. Some of these are changed hands a few times already. That's why you only see like 100 over 1,000. Okay, or some people 18 over 1,000 because they buy resale. They bought it higher price, then they only make less. But those people who bought it longer ago, you look at this guy, okay, almost 500,000. Okay, Woodsville, okay, this is the one I sold to the young couple, all right, at 400,000 many years ago. It looks like this, nothing interesting, so boring. Look at the facade that we have today, very different. Okay, so this today is selling in the market, okay, also for about $700 per square foot. So again, there are people who are making money, all right? These are people who bought it some time ago and resell in the market. Again, if you put the charts together, all right, you will see that there are people, okay, you see, look at this. This is a launch price, no? There are people who sell at below launch price. Why? Because the market went down. But if you wait long enough, okay, it gets back up into the peak. So it's a matter of waiting for the timing. All right, Singapore, you miss one cycle, you wait for the next cycle. That's all. Every cycle is higher than the previous cycle. If you can wait, you cannot wait, you're forced to sell in a down cycle, then it's too bad. Okay? You know, I had one, I just want to share with you a real story. Many years ago, I bought a resale condo. At that time when I bought the resale condo, okay, I only paid $500 per square foot. Okay, why? Because the market was going down at that point in time, and I bought the resale condo, which was like 12 years old, $500 per square foot. Okay, so I thought there's very little downside. Okay, at $500 per square foot, what can go wrong, right? Correct? Okay, let me tell you what can go wrong. Okay, you know, around the time that we had the SARS crisis, and then after the SARS crisis, there was a dot-com problem, okay, the crash. All right, my next door neighbor, who bought it at a much higher price than what I bought, okay, he couldn't hold on because he got burnt. all right, during that time, and he need to sell. So I had a new neighbor. Guess how much the next door guy bought it? This is private condo, resale. Okay, guess how much the next door, my new neighbor bought in? $400 per square foot. I bought at 500 is already low. I thought, what kind of downside can I go into? Okay, $400 per square foot. So my point is very simple. You have to wait for the time. So today, okay, I mean, few years ago, about 2 years ago, I managed to sell it away. Okay, I bought at 500. How much do you think I sold? How much? I bought at 500. How much do you think I sold? Almost double. Almost double. Why? But it's much older already. It's 99 years now, but it's much older already. How come I can sell at double? Okay? Go back to one fundamental principle. Land is scarce. Okay? Land is scarce. Every land tender, the price will be higher and higher and higher. So when it gets higher and higher, even though your property getting old, it will just pull you up. You just follow. Okay? So Singapore is a place where you just follow the flow. Don't need to think too much. Okay? So, yeah. All right. So there's same thing. La Casa is slightly newer, so the prices you see a bit higher. All right. So the same point that you will get. Okay. Now, so if we look at EC versus private condo, what is transacting in the market today? Woodlands, we take another Woodlands private condo project. It's 55. There's a 55% upside. This is Northwest average price. Higher, lower is about there. Based on what is actually transacted, you will see that it's about 55% upside for a private condo. That means if you buy a EC in Northwest today, you have 55% advantage over a private condo in this area that's selling at this place. Okay, you are already 55% better off than him. Okay, anybody who buy Parks Life have to pay 1169 average per square foot today. Same product, okay, only look a bit different. Same location. Okay, whatever benefit you enjoy, he enjoys. Okay, so let's compare to the next door neighbor, Sembawang. Okay, so again, there's upside potential, your advantage over the private condo in the area. Okay, I just take a few samples. Nautical, Canberra residences. You again have a price advantage over private condo in the same area. Okay, next one. Yishun area, okay, there's this North Park residences. Yeah, you say, yeah, Eugene is right smack in the town, cannot compare the same. But then again, a condo is a condo. Okay, at the end of the day, it all looks the same. My point is very simple. You are buying at advantage already, like what the first speaker is saying, is subsidized price. When you buy a subsidized price, people are subsidizing you. Okay, actually, for those of us who are taxpayers, we are not really subsidizing them. Okay, it's because the developer is forced to sell to you at a cheaper price because of the income ceiling. Okay, so taxpayers, we are not really subsidizing the EC buyer because they are forced to sell at a lower price because of the income ceiling. You price so high, cannot sell, number one. Okay, number two is the land price is cheaper because of the restriction. Okay, what's the restriction? The eligibility conditions are exactly the same as buying HDB flat, except the income ceiling is just 2K more only. All right? So these people, in a way, is for that class of people, okay, which we call Okay, so Woodlands is the third regional center. So therefore, we compare regional center with regional center. All right? We look at other regional centers, what has happened, how they enjoy the benefits or the fruits of the regional center. Woodlands Regional Center is work in progress. Okay, everything that you see happening in Woodlands that has already started or that has yet to be started will be completed over 10 to 15 years. It's not going to happen tomorrow. Suddenly you see a Jurong East in Woodlands. Won't happen like that. Okay, Jurong East took a very long time. Remember, when I first started work 26 years ago, I was selling Jurong. Okay, so it took that long. All right? Okay, so success story. Okay, so basically what is a regional center? You must understand the simplest definition I can give you is a small CBD. Okay, it is a small CBD. I mean, okay, why do they call Jurong the second CBD? Why? Okay, actually it's a no-brainer. Okay, because of the size. Okay, it's a bit bigger than Tampines. Okay, but Woodlands will be the third in terms of sequence. Okay, so there's another one in the northeastern region called Seletar, which is not too far away. Okay, this map is very important. This is a concept that was conceptualized many years ago, but it tells us what is going to be like by the year 2030. 2030. The blue circles are commercial centers. The blue circles are commercial centers. That means there will be offices, retail, okay, major employment centers. Okay, major employment centers. So the first one is Tampines, second one Jurong. Look at Woodlands. Woodlands, the circle is quite big. Okay, this is the size. It's drawn to scale in terms of the size of the circle. It's a commercial area. Of course, our CBD is still the major commercial area. They started with Tampines, okay, Jurong, Woodlands. Okay, Seletar is zoned more for what we call more industrial kind. Okay, so you have your aerospace and stuff like that, and supporting industry. All right. Of course, the next big thing will be the North Coast, which they link up these four sub-regional centers together. This is called the Woodlands North Coast. So this is the happening place in the next 10 to 15 years. They are more or less done with this. All right, more or less done with, except the HSR and a few more other things to add. That's about it. No? Okay, it's already hit the maturity stage. And with so many things there, you're going to have to pay super premium. Okay, this is the place that you now see is various stages of work in progress. So you're coming in at a time where people are just starting work. The price is still low. Okay, bear in mind, this is slated to be a gateway. Okay, a gateway, the northern gateway. So it's a regional center. You'll bring a lot of jobs, all right, to this region. All right, a lot of high value jobs. I'm not talking about factory jobs. All right, pay attention to what is happening in this part of the world. All right, the government will gradually make more and more announcements. It's high value stuff that we're talking about. It is not the factory manufacturing. Okay, so Tampines Regional Center, okay, of course we all know what it looks like, okay, first regional center, and it's continued to be quite a shiny example over there. Of course, they're doing already upgrading to enhance the center some more. Okay, but basically in a regional center, you will see very brand name companies operating from there. Of course, this will not be their main office. This is their secondary offices, all right, but they are all there, okay? So performance of EC, okay, those people who have bought in the early days before everything fall into place, they will be paying, all right, the upside potential. Look at the upside potential in a regional center, all right, okay? So next, Jurong Lake District, all right? We all know what is Jurong because it's very fresh in our mind, okay? Basically, it's going to be a very happening place, all right? It's already happening. Jurong Lake District then, okay, I would say this is not a too long, even if you look further back, it looks even worse than this, okay? Yeah, okay, in the early days. Okay, of course, today is a totally metropolis, it's a CBD, all right? In fact, I think in certain aspects, it's even more appealing than our CBD, all right? So Jurong, that's Jurong, okay? So transformation of Jurong from a sleepy industrial town to what you call a metropolis. All right, again, you have major brand names operating offices from there. Okay, look at the performance. Okay, Westmere, Floraville. This is the project where Floraville, and still, look at the price that they bought fresh. Okay, so resale, okay, this average resale price, okay. Okay, so again, the same scenario you see, you're buying at subsidized price, you sell years down the road, okay, you just buy time only, all right, it will be an upline, okay, technically nobody has made a loss selling EC unless they are forced to sell during the down cycle, okay. Okay, Woodlands Regional Center, the next big thing. Actually, everything is summarized there. Ding. All right, yeah. Okay, so we know in a few days' time, actually, if you have the time, go down to HDB Hub. I think they are going to have a very big display of the No, I think for Woodlands one, they're going to do it at the Woodlands Central. Okay, the exhibition on the upgrading of Woodlands. So it'll give you a better story of what's happening. Okay, last year I wrote an article for the Today newspaper, all right, talking about Singapore's Northern Gateway and the potential that it will bring in the years to come. So bear in mind when you're buying property, it's a good time to enter now because we are just at the commencement, the starting of the 10-year journey. Okay, look at this as a 10-year journey, all right, in Woodlands. Okay, many things going to happen over the next 10 years, and this is a time to enter. Okay, so this came out in the Straits Times sometime not too long ago, okay, in February. So basically, this is Singapore, the future city, and these will be the key drivers. Look it, okay. We have Tampines, okay. We have Tuas. We have also Woodlands. So Woodlands is identified as one of the key drivers of the future economy for Singapore. Okay, linking up together with the Punggol North Coast. So this will be one of the two key drivers. Okay, in the North Woodlands Regional Center will be the Northern Gateway with business space, housing, and a waterfront park. This was announced by PM last year National Day rally. Okay, in short, what are we going to expect? Okay, Woodlands Regional Center, okay, which is like a third CBD for Singapore, the General Hospital, the North-South Expressway, which will bring us to town. Okay, you will get to town in a faster than when it's completed. Thomson East Coast Line, okay, and the link with JB. This will be a gateway city. Okay, in a bigger country, we'll call this a gateway city, but this is a gateway town. Okay, great. So what's the gateway? It's the Northern Gateway, right? Gateway to the north. You want to do business with Malaysia, you want to, a lot of Malaysian companies, all right, they may even base their HQ here in the Woodlands Regional Center. A lot of Singapore companies which do business with Malaysia will make Woodlands Regional Center, okay, their base. Some of the bigger companies are considering to move their HQ, okay, especially if they have a lot of Malaysian business, they will put a marketing office or at least a front office right in the Woodlands Regional Center. That is what it means for a gateway city. Okay, so these images you can study at your own time. You can go to the URA website and pick up this and look at it. These things are already drawn on plan. It will happen. All right, not going to go back on this word. Okay, so a lot of opportunities coming our way. All right, a lot of commercial development, seamless pedestrian malls even. All right, so the thing about Jurong, they're learning a lot of things from Jurong. Actually, Jurong got a lot of oops. What's the oops? Okay, heavy traffic. All right, you go there during peak hour, man, you won't want to live there, man. Okay, yeah. So they're going to make Woodlands a bit different, pedestrian friendly. You will see a lot of things underground instead of overhead. All right, so that's the change. All right. So each regional center will get better. So this will even be better, right? So you have all these kind of boulevards, a lot of greeneries, the emphasis, put things underground where people cannot see, all right? Yeah. On top, we only can see people, greenery and all that. So you have this waterfront metropolis, okay? All these are on the plans already, the transportation system linked to the north, linked to the central, linked to the south, linked to everywhere by MRT station, okay? So Thomson East Coast Line, okay, you can take the MRT all the way to the airport from Woodlands in the years to come. All right, they will be completed in stages going forward in the next few years. All right. So you can go to the beach even, Northern Beach, not so nice. Go to the East Coast Beach, take MRT, don't need to drive. Okay, so this will be happening. Right, north-south corridor. For those of us who drive, this is important. It gets us to town faster. Those of us who don't drive, you can ride your personal mobility device on this red track. Brings you all the way to the CBD area. Nowadays, we don't talk about cycling. Now got PMD. Okay, yeah, smaller also. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we have this. These are all drawn up. Okay, so transportation is no longer a problem. All right, you can link from town to town. You can link from north to south to the CBD area. Very important. Okay, this is a direct north-south link to the CBD area. I mean, earlier Nizam has talked about MRT station, right? Every 10 minutes. The important thing to note is that you don't want to be on an MRT station where you have to change train all the time. You want to bring the value of it is able to bring you right down into town, the CBD area, without having to change train. So the north-south line is a very important line. Okay. So you have also this link up with JB, all right, rapid transit system. That means the MRT going into JB, yeah. Okay. There's also this thing which is already operational, this shuttle train service every morning, but I think not enough because everybody's still coming by bike. All right. Yeah. Okay, so from Sleepy Town is being transformed into a metropolis, all right, year by year as we go along. Okay, just want to talk about some recent government policy changes. Of course, doesn't really affect the EC buyer because he has to buy and he has to stay in it for 5 years before he can sell, right? So doesn't really apply to the EC buyer, this change. It doesn't benefit him directly. I would say it benefits him indirectly. Okay, there is a change, there is a certain optimism across the market. Okay, so you see, just as we didn't expect it, because all of us grew tired of what's going to happen already. So we say our government not going to do anything. Suddenly, quietly on a Friday afternoon, boom, okay, change. Okay, so the moral of the story is if you want the government to change, don't force them, don't suggest anything, just keep quiet. Okay, just keep quiet, because if you have a lot of smart people in the market say, oh, government should do this, government should do this, government should do this, they will never do anything. So you just keep quiet, don't do anything. All right, they will change. All right, so learning point. Okay, anyway, just a joke. All right. Okay, so this has the holding period the holding period for people who buy property on or after 11th of March this year. The holding period is only 3 years, okay? So what's the implication for the EC buyer anyway? Because anyway, you want to make sure that what this is doing is helping the private property market, okay? And private property market, once is already starting to bottom out. If you look at the price index, the rate of price decline has slowed down. Okay, so we have seen that happen in the HDB market. The price decline slowed down. Then after that, it flattened out. The next thing, it will start to rise. So the same thing is happening in the private property market. Things have started to slow down, all right? And this has given an optimism. What will this do? This will help people to transact. That means the holding period, I only need to hold for 3 years. After that, I can sell. So when there's more transaction taking place, you find that the price will start to move up slowly. Okay, don't move up too fast. Move up too fast, they will inject one more time. Okay, so move slowly. Okay, everybody play ball. All right, then you will see this bring up. So by the time you can sell your EC, what's the implication? The private property market in Woodlands area, in and around this area, will have moved upwards also. When it has moved upwards, what does it mean for you? I can sell even higher price. Right? Okay, that's one thing that could happen. Of course, a lot depend on the actual market scenario at that point in time, but then I'm telling you that this can happen. Okay, so basically this does nothing more than inject optimism. Imagine going forward if they were to tweak again. Okay, they will tweak again, because this is actually a very safe thing to do. Actually, if you ask me, you can safely remove the seller stamp duty. There's no speculation in the market today. Nothing will happen. But it makes people more optimistic. Okay, nobody is buying property to speculate today because cannot speculate anymore. Right, the market is not moving fast enough. You want to borrow money also, you must meet the rules. Nothing has changed, right? So it's quite safe to remove the seller stamp duty, but we hope, so we just don't say anything, let them go and adjust. Okay, so all this basically is positive sentiments, all right? That's the point that I want to make. So in summary, buying property in Singapore is all about the time game. Right? You must be able to hold long enough. If you can hold long enough, the element of scarcity will help you to bring your price up over time. Each cycle, there's up and down. If you cannot hold long enough, you're forced to sell when the market is trending downwards. That's where you incur loss. Okay, so in a place like this, it's actually a no-brainer. Just buy, make sure you can hold long enough, time your exit, you will make your money. Okay, so that's all I have to tell you this afternoon. Thank you very much.